Good morning. Today we're going to work on Unit 2, Lesson 6. And we're going to start by just reviewing something from Algebra 1. So let's say we have 3x squared plus 5x minus 4. And we're going to add that together with 5x squared plus 2x plus 1. Okay, so to do that, remember if it's a plus in between the two polynomials, all we do is combine like terms.
Good morning, teacher.
Got that interruption. Okay, so we're just going to combine like terms. Like terms mean the variables and the exponents completely match, totally the same. So 3x squared plus 5x squared is 8x squared plus 5x and plus 2x, that would be plus 7x minus 4 plus 1, negative 4 plus 1, that's going to be negative 3. Okay, so that's just a quick review of adding polynomials. Okay, same idea with subtracting polynomials. Let's say we had 7x to the third plus 2x squared minus 4 minus 5x squared plus 2x plus 7. Okay, so when we subtract, we have to distribute that negative through first. Okay, so we have 7x cubed plus 2x squared minus 4. Just copy the first one down. Minus 5x squared. Minus a positive 2x would be minus 2x. Minus a positive 7x would be minus 7x. Oh, not 7x, just 7. What am I doing? Okay, now we're going to combine like terms. So we only have one x cubed, so 7x cubed. We have a 2x squared minus a 5x squared, so 2 minus 5 is negative 3x squared. Then we have a 2x, so just bring that down with its sign, minus 2x. And last we have minus 4 minus 7, so that would be minus 11. Just a quick review of adding and subtracting polynomials. Okay, next thing we're going to look at is the distributive property. It says use the distributive property to show that each pair of expressions is equivalent. Okay, so we want to prove that x plus 2 times x plus 4 is x squared plus 6x plus 8. So there's a couple ways we can do that. Okay, first way we can do that is just distribute each of these through. So x times x is x squared. X times 4 is 4x. Now distribute the plus 2 through. Plus 2 times x is 2x. Plus 2 times 4 is 8. And then we'll combine like terms in the middle. So that gives me x squared plus 4x plus 2x is 6x plus 8. So that's one method. Okay. You might have heard that called FOIL in Algebra 1. You multiply the first one in each term times the outside pair, so the outside pair, times the inside pair, multiply the last one in each set of parentheses. Okay, maybe you've heard it called FOIL. Okay, another way I like to do it is called the box method. It's probably my preferred method. So I'm going to build a box here. And across the top, I'm going to put the first one, so x plus 6. Down the side, I'm going to put my second factor. X plus a negative 5 would be the same as just minus 5. Okay. Now it's like those multiplication charts you did in 3rd grade where you did, the one going up and down times the one going left and right. So x times x gives me x squared. X times a positive 6 would give me plus 6x. Negative 5 times an x would give me minus 5x. And then negative 5 times positive 6 would give us negative 30. Okay, now inside the box we just combine the like terms. So I've got an x squared, I've got a minus 5x and a plus 6x, and usually they're going to be on a diagonal. So that's plus 1x, which we can just write as x because the 1 would be implied, minus 30. Okay? All right, I especially like that method when I get down here and I have a trinomial times a binomial. Okay, so I'm going to do, I prefer to put the trinomial on the top. So I'm going to put the trinomial on the top. So that's x squared plus 10x plus 7, 2x minus 1 down the side. Okay, so 2x times x squared would be 2x squared, or x cubed, whoops. 2x times 10x would be 20 plus 20 x squared. 2x times 7 would be plus 14x. Now we're going to do the bottom row. Negative 1 times x squared would be negative 1 x squared. Negative 1 times a positive 10x would be negative 10x. Negative 1 times a positive 7 would be negative 7. Okay, so now I'm going to combine like terms inside the box. So I got a 2x cubed. I've got a positive 20x squared and a negative 1x squared. Again, that's that diagonal. So that's positive 19x squared. Next diagonal, I've got a negative 10x and a positive 14x. So that's plus 4x. And then I've got a negative 7. So we proved they're the same thing. Okay? All right. Let's try box method again down here. I like the box method. So I've got 4x cubed minus 8 on the top, x squared plus 3 on the side. Okay? So x squared times 4x cubed would be 4x to the 5th. Remember, we're going to add the exponents. X squared times negative 8 would be minus 8x squared. 4x cubed times a positive 3 would be 12x cubed. 3 times negative 8 would be negative 24. Now, we're going to combine our like terms inside the box. In this case, our diagonals aren't the same terms. So we're just going to write them all down in ascending order. So we've got 4x to the 5th plus 12x cubed minus 8x squared minus 24. Okay, we're going to skip problem 2 because that's going to be pretty hard for you to trade with somebody close to you. All right, so that's just multiplying polynomials. Okay, just to review there, I think you probably did that in Algebra 2, or in Algebra 1, I mean. All right, last thing we need to catch, okay, it's part of an are you ready for more, okay? I want you to be sure you catch, if I have two polynomial functions, function f and function g, if I get function g by taking function x and multiplying it by something, that's going to stretch it vertically. So it's going to either make it short or it's going to make it tall. Okay, so if I look at these two functions, okay, function f is this big tall one. Okay, function g is kind of this squatty one. So in this case, we would have taken function f and we would have multiplied it by something between 1 and 0. So by a fraction. Okay, that would make it squish it. Okay, or if I think the other way, I could multiply g by a whole number and that would make it get bigger. Okay, okay, and you can actually tell what one might be multiplied by to get the other one. Okay, pick a point. That point right there turns into that point right there. So negative 1 turns into a negative 5. So I might say f of x and g of x. I might even say g of x could be multiplied by 5 to turn it into f of x. That would be an equivalent statement, okay? Because g of x is 5 times greater than f of x. I could see the same thing, pick a different set of points. Those aren't quite as easy because they don't hit on nice points. But this is like, what, 3/4 times 5? Okay, that's about right. Okay? All right, last thing we had to catch. All right, good luck on the problems. Y'all have an amazing day.